Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to Learning to Develop 09. Today we will discuss our first example with Spring Boot. Okay, so first we'll go through the last example what we did. So yesterday we tried one example with Spring with JDBC, and we written some pom.xml file and customer.java, try customer.java DAO implementations and row mapper configurations and main file. Okay, so today what we will do, first we will go through what are the drawback of this, and what are the, and then we will go with advantages of your Spring Boot. So here you can see, first of all, dependencies. We'll go from dependencies. So first of all, you can see number of dependencies we have defined. If there are any change in dependency, we need to update from here, and we need to mention artifact ID, version ID and everything in this file. Okay, so then second is our configuration file. Here you can see we have configured all the ways at that configurations, component scan, and we have configured data source. Then we have configured this JDBC template. Okay, it means if suppose if you want to change that username or password or port number or any your database name, then you need to update this Java file, as well as you need to again recompile and build, and then you need to run your program, right? So see, this is a small example, but think from your big project perspective, like you are working on some e-commerce project or any kind of big project, banking domain project, or any kind of marketing and all. You can take any example. If you are working in any of the companies, you are aware of how the project works. I mean, this is just a very small example. So if you want to change the username or password, then this is a big headache. Well, first is you need to update this configuration file, then you need to again build, then you need to again generate a war file, and then you will be uh, putting that war file in our deployment directory. Okay, so this is second thing. Okay, first what we discussed, pom.xml file. If there are any changes in dependencies, or suppose you want one more extra jars or any other extra jars, if you mention in this example, if you mention 5.1, it will download just only one jar for this if Spring framework. But in case of Spring Boot, once you define a dependency, there are starters. So there are starters, they will download all the required jars for your project. Means once you mention, there are number of starters named Spring Boot starter, JDBC, Spring Boot JPA starter, Spring Boot web starter, Spring Boot security starter, Spring Boot mail starter are there, and there are number of starter. You just need to mention your starter and it will download all the required jars. You no need to worry about this jars and all. And in future, or if you want to change any update, you don't need to worry about it. It will download all the jars which are compatible for your project present and in future also. So you no need to worry about your pom.xml. Second, what I said, configurations file. Okay, for configuration, it will automate this code. You no need to write, or you no need to configure this data source and template beans or any other beans which you have mentioned in your configure in your configuration. And third one is here, you can mention all these properties in a properties file. If you want to, suppose if you want to update the username or password, you just directly open your property file or YAML file. Then you can update your username and password, and simply you can just rerun, I mean you just update anything on production only. It means you do not need to require build all the project, compile and create a var. These things are not required. So much extra efforts has been reduced now. So we will be creating another lab, which would be our second lab. New Maven project we need to create. You need to select this checkbox, then group id you can mention com dot spring boot dot spring boot dot learning. Okay, and artifact type you can mention as lab2, snapshot or version you can mention 001, and name you can give any name like example2. Next is your description. I will mention like spring boot with JDBC. Our first example was on spring with JDBC, and second example is on spring boot with JDBC, and you need to click on finish. Yeah, now you can see folder structure had been created. pom.xml file, we will start working from pom.xml file. One more thing, right, if you don't want to worry about what this folder structure, you can, for timing, you can delete these two folder structure like src test java, src test resources. Suppose you are don't want to worry about testing test cases and all, you can directly delete it or you can leave it as it is. Okay, so we will start from pom.xml. So we need to start from pom.xml file. First take a look in our lab 1, what are the dependencies we have mentioned over here. And we can see here we have mentioned spring framework, spring JDBC, and context, dbcp, mysql. So we'll take something from here. Suppose first of all we will change this in pom.xml. we will start changing dependencies. Earlier we were using Maven plugin, Maven compiler plugin, but since for this project we are going to use Spring Boot, then we need to use Maven with Spring Boot Maven. So we have Maven provided by Spring Framework. We will write group id as org.spring framework dot boot, and inside artifact id you can mention like spring hyphen boot hyphen maven hyphen plugin. So now we are going to use maven related spring boot related maven. Okay, and this and after this we will mention other dependencies. Yeah, so for these are the not required, these configurations, so I am removing this. Easily you can observe the beauty of your spring boot. Okay, so we have mentioned spring boot related maven. Now we will write other dependencies, and we need to give tag as dependency, and here we need to write group id org dot spring framework dot boot, because we are using spring boot on group id. Then inside artifact id we need to mention spring boot. Inside artifact id we need to mention spring hyphen boot hyphen maven. Not maven, we already mentioned, so we need to write spring boot hyphen starter. We have number of starter provided by the spring boot, so we are using, first we are mentioning JDBC. Because why we need JDBC? Because we need to make some connections from our program to from our program, and we need to connect our database. So you need spring spring boot JDBC starter. It will download all the required jars and dependencies for your JDBC. Next you need to mention MySQL connector is already required for every program, so I'll be copying this from our lab 1. Looks like my system is little slow here. This dependency I'm copying as it is from lab 1. You can mention here. Okay, this will need to mention. Okay, and one more thing, here we need to mention version also. Version is your 2.1.12 and dot release. You can see after building this, we can see this after mentioning these dependencies, the project is started building, and you will be notified number of dependencies over here soon. Also you can mention version, or you can configure version manage. You can manage versions also for your spring boot, for your connector and maven from this file. By default we are using here Hickory CP data source for connection pooling mechanism, because that is best in terms of performance. Once the project is built, one structure named as one folder named as maven dependencies will be created over here, and all the dependencies it will download, and then I will show you where is Hickory CP data source. Okay, yeah, so in order to manage your all the dependencies for your spring boot, we having a tag and parent. Here you can mention your dependencies. You need to start with your parent. Yeah, so you can mention over here like boot. You can mention instead of JDBC you can mention as parent. Then you can mention version. Whatever the version you will mention for your parent, for that version below all the dependencies will be decided depending on your version mentioned inside your parent. So suppose if I write here 2.0.0 dot release, then it will download all the below dependencies of 2.0 version. Okay, yeah, here you can see Maven dependencies has been downloaded, and here you can see by default it had downloaded Hickory CP database, Hickory CP Hickory CP connection pooling algorithm, because Hickory CP jar, because Hickory CP algorithm is the best for your performance for your database connections and all other jars has been downloaded, right? It has downloaded MySQL connector also. Okay, I will tell, here is one issue. I will tell it later when the issue will face in our logs. Then I will tell you the what's the issue here. For now, you can say like these are dependencies has been downloaded. Okay, version you can see here starter version 2 and all, everything you can see here. Okay, after this we are done with our pom.xml file. So hope you are aware of, I mean you got this point. You need to start with your parent version, whatever the version you will mention for your parent. Below all the dependencies will be downloaded according to your parent version. For Spring Boot starter JDBC, it will download the required jar as per version mentioned inside your parent. For MySQL connector also, it will download the jars depending on this parent. And Spring Boot Maven plugin, for that also it will download the required jar as per the mentioned. For Spring, suppose we have mentioned 2, then what is the required for version 2, which one is compatible, all those jars will be downloaded for your project, which are compatible and which are comfortable for working. Okay, next we will write application.properties file. And writing application properties file, it will make you very comfortable for changing your username, password, or updating any kind of properties. But you will see more impact of this properties file while we work with microservices. Okay, we will see once we are updating any kind of properties file, then it automatically reflect the changes on the ongoing production. You don't need to worry about recompile, reconnect, creating var and deploying. All those things will be managed. So we will be creating properties file inside your resources. So this is new file. You can mention name as application dot properties. Yeah, you can see a file with name application dot properties has been created, and you can see this leaf icon with this file. If this leaf icon is associated, then you can easily identify that it is we are working with Spring. So we will start writing our uh, properties. First we will start with database properties. So you need to write Spring dot see. If you see this leaf, then only you will see all these the automatic suggestions for your tag which you are going to use. Data source Spring dot data source dot URL. URL string dot data source dot URL. We'll copy our the URL from our first example we have mentioned inside. Not in DAO, we have mentioned lab1 dot sorry configuration files. Okay, set URL, we need to copy it from here and we need to paste it here. Okay, we're done with first property. Second, spring dot data source dot username equal to root, and we can copy same thing and we just need to mention password also as root. Okay, we done with database related properties. Next one is if you compare these properties from your last example, you can see we are not mentioning driver class because driver class is already being loaded by the Spring Boot. We have seen it is loading our Hickory CP data, so Hickory CP driver class, and we no need to write those classes over here. Okay, next we will mention Hickory CP properties like connection timeout, maximum pool size. Those things we need to mention here. So we will mention spring dot data source dot hickory dot connection timeout dot connection timeout. Okay, we will mention as 20,000. Second, we'll copy second property is your hickory dot maximum pool size here we are giving as 5. Okay, after this we can mention some logging properties here. Logging properties by mentioning logging dot level dot root level dot root. I am setting as debug. Okay, second is logging dot pattern dot console equal to %-5 level percent logger percent curly braces 36 then space hyphen space percent MSG percent N. So hope you are aware of this logging dot properties. If you are not aware of this, I will explain this also these logging properties, logging related properties in my upcoming sessions. Okay, so do not worry about this your logging. So I think this syntax is not correct. Time out and this you can mention something like this: maximum pool. You should not do like this size. Yeah, now it is fine. Yeah, so after this you can copy the other files as it is, like customer.java, customer DAO, customer MPL, row mapper, and config also you can copy. All these things you can copy. I will explain you how these are working differently in this example. Okay, so you need to mention one package, new package, sorry, project I clicked, new package. I'm mentioning com dot spring boot dot learning. Okay, once the package is mentioned, you can copy all these files from your default package to. Yeah, you need to copy all those files from your default package to the package you have created and delete this. You can delete these files. So you have only one file. This customer DAO would be same. Customer.java would be same as it is. Customer DAO would be same it is, and the implementation would be same. Row mapper would be same. The change will start from configuration. Now you do not require all these configuration in your example. Okay, you need to delete this and other input also which you are not using. Okay, so what we have mentioned, just a single line at the rate configuration and component scan and the class, all these every dependencies configuration I just copied, I mean commented. So and com dot spring boot dot learning, so you need to update the package name also. Okay, yeah, now we're done with this all this file. You need to write one extra file which is your spring boot file. So I'll write as a spring boot file. I need to mention some and other code you can copy as it is from here. The operations which you were doing you can copy as it is from here, and you can directly paste inside your main method. Here you, since you are using spring boot, you cannot get bean like this. Okay, so also the main file into marker at the rate. Okay, we are getting learning and to configure. Yeah, you can delete these files, deleting imports, CDAW and all, everything you need to add to configure again. So since this is your Spring Boot main class, you need to mark it as @Spring Boot application, first thing. And second, you need a customer DAO, so you can inject this @auto wired customer DAO as CDAO. Yeah, and inside the main method you need to write some other code. I'll tell what is the code you need to write. And you need to write Spring and you need to write once if you are working with Spring Boot, you need to override one run method. Inside run method, code will be executed as part of your Spring Boot application. So you need to mention Spring application dot run. Inside run, you need to mention your dot class file of your main file. So you can mention file dot class. Okay. You can mention like this. And here you need to mention, you need to override a run method. And this Spring Boot implements command line runner. Yeah, you can see we got some implemented method. You can mention like this, and you can copy this code, and whatever the code you want to execute, you can mention inside this your Spring Boot run method. So your first Spring Boot application is ready. You need to execute it. I know there are some doubts you guys having, but you can easily ask each and every doubts. Okay. You need to mark your main file as @Spring Boot application. I will explain the flow and working of this Spring Boot application in our upcoming sessions. And this is command line runner is optional. I will explain this. And you need to inject auto add customer DAO here over here in order to insert and update and for your other operations. Okay. And once if you are implementing this command line runner, you need to override one run method. And inside run method is mainly responsible for your code execution, whatever you write inside this. Once you run method will be internally called, and whatever the mention inside run will be taken care. I am changing id over here, and I will write some SOPs saying that Spring Boot first application. Okay, I could see some errors over here, not sure why. So closings, right? Yeah, our next closing we having, we need to remove this. I think after this we will be fine. Okay, and I definitely we will get some errors because I know we have mentioned something that is not correct, but don't worry, I will explain everything. Okay, sorry, all the files got uh, so here we need to run this as a Yeah, one more thing you need to observe, like once you are if you are creating Spring Boot applications, if you observe my first application, it don't have boot or written over here with the project, but in the second application you can mention its boot is automatically came here. I didn't mention anything. This is because of your dependencies you have given as Spring Boot starter, so it is clearly saying that this project is Spring Boot project. Now we will run this program. First I'll clear this console and let me run as Spring Boot app. I'll be expecting some errors. Allow access. Come on. Looks like my machine is very slow. That's why it is taking time. One second. We are using 1.5. We are not using. We need to update our project with Maven update project. Yeah. Lab 2. Okay. Now we will see 1.8 soon. Right? 1.8 came here. Now we will run this. Run as Spring Boot app. Terminated lab to Spring for here everything is looking correct. Suppose if I change, I will update this, maybe this will give us one only. Let's see, there might be chances that same record as present. Okay, so I just updated it, and after this terminated means if any error in Java file, it should give some errors. Might be application.properties. This is printed in data source. This is also correct. Syntax is also correct. And debug. We had made changes into this only application.conf, right? I think here is some issue. Debug. I will. Yeah, this is the issue, man. This person won't be here. You can save it and you can run your first tab with the Spring Boot. Yeah, we are good to go now. I was expecting some errors, but hope we didn't saw any errors. Here you can see it is using Hickory data source, Hickory CP connection pooling, and here you can see the records has been CID 1, phone number North Carolina, and other records in similar way, right? The older records also came. Select query, then here you can see some Hickory connection pooling. It is creating. If you're having some timing, please go through these logs, how it is working. You will learn number of things from your logs only. I want to show you something from beginning. Okay, these are the factory listeners here. From here you can see, once you are running your project, what are the you can say annotations or jars which have been downloaded, what are the positive matches are there, that matches you will see here. Means at the rate condition properly, what are the tags you can use inside your project, what are the possible matches inside your project. Okay, these all will be mentioned in your logs. Okay, and negative matches means at the rate conditional on class did not find the required class. Okay, these are the annotations which are not matched with the jars you have mentioned. If you want to use them, then you need to update your proper jars with the version, proper jars in your Spring Boot form.xml file. Okay, so guys, we done with our first lab with Spring Boot. In upcoming sessions, I will, here in this example I just run my first application with Spring Boot. In next session I will explain each and every line, what command line is doing, what Spring Boot is doing, and how it is internally working, and many more. Like we are using command line method. I will what is the main use of it. As of now, we executed this program with the help of command line runner. Okay, let me remove it. I just saved it. Now let me run this program. Run as Spring Boot app. Now what will happen? Spring Boot class main, it will execute as a main class, and it should execute the below methods, right? But here, if you observe, it has executed everything, but it did not came inside this main method. Okay, run method. So our program is not yet executed. It's just executed the Spring related jars and project. So once you write this command line runner, what it will do, it will scan the dependencies and it will inject them, like in our case as of now customer DAO, and it will go inside this main method. Inside main method it will found this run method, and it will start executing this run method, whatever the mention inside the run method. From here, whatever you have overridden run method, it will come inside run method. It will see what are the operations you are performing. Suppose I mentioned as two over here, and I have mentioned as Jenny, and mention as Dallas. Okay, and I will try to update this and fetch the records. I will mention some SOPs over here. Spring Boot inside main, and inside main ints main started. Okay, now let us observe what are the internal working of how it is working internally. Run as Spring Boot app. Just carefully watch this console, watch your console, how it is working. See, here you can see Spring Boot inside main ints. Inside main, it is under this execute get all the customer, which is inside our run. Insertion completed is it is also inside our run, and you can see all the data source and number of activities done from the Spring Hickory CP. Here you can see Hickory CP trying to make connections and trying to set the connection properties and all other properties for your application. And here you can see Spring Boot first application. We have mentioned this inside our first run method. So before all these activities, somewhere it should display our SOP which we have mentioned. So means this I am searching for Spring Boot inside main starter. Let me search it. I hope we will find it. Because of the logs are not coming. I am not sure you observed or not, when we executed this program, while starting only we saw a logo of Spring on our console. Somewhere it was mentioned in, at the starting. That time only this SOP has been executed, and after that run method has been called. When run method is started, then all these activities is done. Okay, and now from here, inside, in order to run our, in order to execute our run method, it is doing all these extra things which is required for your application. From this uh, you can think about the power of command line runner and a run method. Just for one run method, it is doing so much things which you can observe inside your console. See, here we can see Spring Boot inside main ends, but we are not able to say Spring Boot is main start, right? Because that is executed in the beginning itself, but that is not coming inside my console. I am not sure, I will check this and get back to you. So we learn about how to create a project. We have to access database with the help of Spring Boot. Any doubts, anything, if you feel, anywhere you feel if you are not comfortable or having some doubts, you can directly ping me on my you can comment everything in my comment sections. Thank you. Thank you everyone.